Yeah, we were discussing that topic of topsoil quality prior to the recording. So, what other things can be done to improve the quality of the land for farming purposes? And like, you are a technical expert on biodiversity. Is the more diversity, the better? Like, do you want as many different things growing and living and like what is there a technical framework for that, or how do you guys think about that?
Yeah, so generally, any kind of diversity, more is better. Within this constraints of solar production and electricity production, there are some limitations on that just due to, the panels need sun. We can't have really tall things growing out there and shading them. So it does
Yeah,
cut some of the opportunities down, but there's still a lot you can do. And one thing that's hard to see from above ground is having that land in perennial grass coverage for a number of years really does benefit the soil tremendously. Tillage and active farming, it's a need, but it does, it harms the soil. It's something we have to do to grow, but having grass go back into that prairie state, that's why the Midwest just is so continues to be so productive for agriculture, is because it was in tall grass prairie for, hundreds and thousands of years. And that is what builds soil. So having the land go back and sort of rest in a way really builds up the soil biology, the soil diversity, the carbon in the soil, all of that. So when eventually there isn't solar there, the land really should be in great shape to refarm again and be very productive. So looking at how we can improve that land, it's looking at the species that are going to be well suited to that region, the soil, and then, are there growing habits suitable for an energy plant? And then we have a lot of land outside that's not, that we have a little bit more flexibility on, and that's where we can really do a lot for diversity and, prairie habitat, pollinator habitat, other agricultural use. Some of the land can stay in farming if it's not within our plant. So we have a lot of flexibility outside the fence, and there's still great things we can do within the plant constraints. As far as soil and how we manage that on site, there's a lot of best practices. One is kind of first and foremost, how can we minimize our impact to begin with the design? And that's something that every developer is looking at, because the more you have to do, the more expensive it is. So if we can use technology and the different solar panel systems, and we have to manipulate the land less, that's great for everyone. And then, managing the soil in a way that reduces erosion and promotes grass growth, that's also a cost saver, because you're getting the land established and it's stable, and you need that for not only permit requirements, but the site needs to be structurally sound, as designed as well. So there's a lot of components coming in, but again, it's a little less complicated when you're really familiar with land management principles, not even in solar, just across the board. It
got
makes
it.
a lot of sense.